Hello internet, I am back. Second video, you're welcome. So as the title suggests, this time I'm going to be talking a little bit about my gap year. It's a Christian gap year. I'm serving as an intern in a church, which is awesome and it's such a privilege. So just a little bit of background to how I actually came to be on this gap year very briefly. So I was in my third year of uni. I've been a Christian for about a year, near enough. And I felt really strongly that I needed to give myself more fully to God and more committed to God, and that my education that I was pursuing, while not inherently bad, was not for me. It was not for God. It was something from before I was a Christian, and it was from different aims and life goals, and I felt the need to commit more fully to God. So I decided to give up on doing a master's degree, just finish at the end of my bachelor's, and then do this internship. And so when I was talking about doing this internship to people, and the phrase that came up a few times was giving a year to God, as if it's some kind of great sacrifice to give time to God. And while it hasn't all been a bed of roses and there's been difficulties, to describe it as somehow a loss or a sacrifice, which would, I think, be insane. The amount that God has given to me through this, the amount that I've learned, grown, received, and experienced through this is amazing. And I can't thank God enough for it. So that's that's the premise of the video right there. This idea of giving a year to God, I think it's all about being with God, and you actually receive so much from doing that. And so specifically, what do I mean? I've got a few examples of what I actually mean by God has met me in this. Firstly, it's actually just in the time devoted to God. You know, when you commit time to God, He doesn't like go, "Good one, bro," and then go away and talk to someone else. He's with you in that. And whether it's cleaning a church, whether it's hoovering, whether it's taking bins out, whether it's planning a Bible study, or whether it's actually leading a session, God is with me, and He's with you as well. And He's walking alongside me. He's talking to me. He's just being with me and being my Father, and it's awesome. And it's such a privilege to be a part of this relationship with God that we're all in. Secondly, the bonds with the other interns, the relationships that you form when you go through a shared experience like this are amazing. And these guys are all so brilliant. And the community that we have and the sense of togetherness that we have and supporting each other is amazing. It's such a privilege to be part of this group of guys. I mean, so much love for them. God really does speak to you through other people, and God really does speak to me through these guys. They're awesome, and to be a part of a community like this is such a privilege, and it's in a way that you don't get with just colleagues or with just other students or whatever. When you go through an experience like this of committing a year to God, you know, you really do form those bonds, and it's amazing. Thirdly, it's in serving and in the sort of ministry that I do. So I'm mostly involved in work with the homeless, or with vulnerably housed or poor, or sort of downtrodden in society. And ministering to these people, serving these people is amazing. I think sometimes as Christians we sort of think, am I doing this to serve or to receive? And we create this false separation between serving and receiving. Actually, I think when we're serving, we can receive so much. And when we're receiving, we still need to be serving and thinking about others. So through serving people, you meet people, you encounter people, you learn their stories, you talk to them, you get their wisdom. They've had a life experience that I hopefully I'm never going to have, and they got more wisdom from that than I will have. And to learn from them is amazing. And actually, you know, sometimes you learn from these guys more than, or just as well as you could learn from your vicar or your pastor. And I think it's actually really awesome. Jesus said not to judge people, and when he said that, he meant it. We can't just dismiss people because of their circumstance or because of where they find themselves in life. Actually, all people have something to give, and all people you can encounter Jesus through anyone. You really can. You can encounter Jesus through anyone. And encountering Jesus through these guys has been amazing and such a privilege. So the overall message here is simply that when we commit to God, we don't need to think about what we're losing or what we're giving up. We need to think about God alone and his kingdom, his righteousness, and being with him, encountering him. Jesus said that whoever loses their life for his sake will find it. And I think what we can learn from that is, we don't need to think about what am I losing. We need to think about what can I gain, and how will God meet me in this, and what will happen. Yes, there is sacrifice to be made, and there is difficulty at times, but actually God meets you and is with you and is for you, and that's amazing. So if you're considering doing something like this, if you're considering doing a Christian gap year, or just any kind of commitment to God, then really, really, really think about God in it, because he is God and he's good and he will not abandon you in that. When you read the Bible, when he sent out his prophets, did he just send them out and just go, cool, you go do that? Or was he with them in that? Of course he's with them, and he's with us as well. So there's that. And if you're watching this and you don't yet know Jesus, if somehow you decided to watch a video about a crazy dude who gave her life to God, and why would he do that? Well, I want to challenge you that clearly I would not, and no one would commit a year of their lives to serving a God that they weren't sure exists. We are absolutely convinced of it. We absolutely believe in him. We absolutely know him. We have a relationship with him, and we love him, and he loves us, and we want to be with him. And that's why we do these crazy things like Christian gap years and stuff. That's why I gave up my master's. That's why I'm doing a year almost unpaid when I should be in a grad scheme or something. And that's why this happens, because we really do have that relationship with God. So I want to encourage you in that. And I'll say, if you want to know that God, if you want to have a relationship with God that is that real, that is that tangible, and he's that knowable, then you can have that. And he is for you, and he is waiting to know you, and he's waiting for you to know him. So I encourage you now to just still yourself, open your heart to him, invite him into your life, to say, God, I need you. And then find someone to talk to about it, and tell a Christian. They'll be so happy for you. Just do it, okay? That's me. Really, the challenge here is we need to think less about what are we giving and more about what might I receive from that. So God bless you all. Hopefully catch you on the next one. And sorry it's so long.